Hello, welcome to the Teferi Display Assembly Livestream. Folks are probably still pouring in here, but essentially what we're going to do today is see how you can turn these basic components into this beautiful, eye-popping Teferi display for your storefront. Very nice. Yeah, and honestly, not really much to this one. It actually comes together pretty easily. I was able to do one beforehand, so I don't think you'll have a lot of trouble. But of course, if you have any further questions after watching the live stream here, feel free to follow up with myself in Facebook, or you can always leave a message in the comments. All right, but as you can see, so this is broken up into a few components here. The first one we're going to assemble is this back piece of Teferi here, kind of the his body, if you will. And that is mostly from this piece that you can see right here. It's actually kind of popped apart a little bit already, but you'll find it comes apart really easily. Even compared to some past similar displays I've assembled, there's really no worries of tears or anything. Now, if you want to be absolutely sure that you're not tearing the image, best practice for this is to kind of put it on its face here. You can push down gently on the piece that you will be posting up, and then pull up on the other parts here. That way, if there is any sort of tear or anything, kind of tears against the white and not against the image on the front. All right, you gotta unfold, it comes nice and folded here, but it comes out real easy. And there it is. And there's a few little cutouts to get out there as well. All right, and again, you want to kind of push down, pull up on those. This little guy, don't forget this little guy here. And I believe that is pretty much it. All right, so we got our first piece. Pretty simple there. All right, so I'm gonna lay this down here for now. And you've got this great Dominaria image splash here to go in the front. Now, one other thing that's worth noting as I'm kind of getting these pieces out here is the beauty of this design is that it's somewhat modular. So if you don't have the capability to keep this up in your storefront window, if need be, you can break these components apart and use them in different parts of your store. Now, granted, you do always want to keep it near the front, and again, this one has particularly been designed to go in your storefront window. This way, when you got anyone passing by, or certainly anyone coming into the store, this will grab their attention and create a talking point for you. All right. Pretty simple, and the last piece is here. The very intense Teferi face. I'm gonna figure that out myself. Yeah, these are just falling right out. Look at that. It's like magic. This one I want to be a little careful of though. You got the particular little detail pieces here. Yeah, the easiest way is just to flip that on the side. This is probably the area you want to be the most careful of around the I and the C here. That's where it gets the most delicate. All right. Carefully, gingerly. All right. I think we'll pull it from the bottom here. Beauteous. We got a few more little hole punch outs. All right, excellent. So those are pretty much it for our pieces here. Nice background. Now, the way that you're actually sticking all these together are adhesive cubes, and you'll find that in this box here. This also has the banner backdrop there that you can use. Fortunately, the box is expendable. I believe let's see here. So that is the banner backdrop. And I believe we should have the cubes around here somewhere. Back in the box. Oh, I think we had to do this last time. Oh, there they are.
Desmond wants you to do a second one blindfolded.
At this point, we probably could do it. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, you've got these little adhesive cubes. Let me give myself just plenty of space here. And it's real straightforward. Honestly, you just pull these bad boys apart. I like to keep kind of the one side of the adhesive on as I'm placing them there, just so not too much dust or what have you gets on there. But you can see right on the square. These apart. Square. I like to get real particular about the placement. It's important, But this part will all be covered, as you can see from that one. So it's not a huge deal if it's off by a couple millimeters or what have you. All right. Also worth noting here, there are some other materials. You've got your event poster in there as well. That should be coming around the same time, but it's not included in this specific box here. As far as placement on that, that's also something you want to keep near the front, not necessarily in the storefront window, but for something like the event times, definitely near the entrance. So folks are coming in just to make a purchase, pick up some packs, what have you. They say, oh hey, there's events going on here. Here's the times for them. All right, and start taking these off as well. This is really cool. Now, I don't know if you've seen the video yet we had on this, but we actually last week posted a video that kind of went in depth into how to best use these materials. And there's lots of cool creative stuff you can do with this. The store we actually used as a demo for that video, they had bars in their window that allowed them to essentially put this part of it behind it and then put these 3D weapon pieces above. So it really popped out, looked like it was jumping right out of the storefront there. All right, and now, gingerly, carefully, I'm going to kind of line this up, and there you have it. That's pretty much it. Give it a nice little pat here onto the adhesive. And you got that first component done. Spot check. All right, looking good. All right, and now the lovely stave piece here. Get those off. I feel like our displays often are, some intersection of difficult to assemble and really cool to put up. I think this one kind of hits the sweet spot. You set it up in like 5-10 minutes, and yeah, it's kind of one of the coolest ones we've had here. And get these last pieces off. Of course, the head. Intense Teferi face. Excellent. All right, terrific. So there's the kind of the full display here. And now let's do the magic logo itself. Now keep in mind, so with Dominaria, this is the first time we're using this new logo here. Definitely a big refresh. This is your opportunity to kind of update, modernize, keep your magic branding current as we do the same on our end here. And hey, I mean, what better way than to show off we are a magic store. We are a sponsored WPN store. Oh, I'll get that piece as well. Then have this brand new logo right on top. And I see I did miss the Planeswalker logo there, so I'll punch that out as well. So let's get this. Also be careful for this one, it's got the little fingers there. All right. And fortunately the profile makes this part of it pretty easy. You can just simply kind of line it up. Drop her down. Give her a nice. Oh, gotta take off the adhesive there. That's cute. That's cute. I'm doing all the dork moves, so you guys don't have to here. All right. All right, that's great. And finally, pièce de résistance, the magic. This is one where I would, you want to get nice and particular, make sure you're lined up. I've noticed that it's kind of the big space here where one goes. It seems like the other is kind of this in between the M and the A on the back, and then in between the I and the C there is the placement for those adhesive components. Excellent. So you've got your Magic logo. As you can see, the idea is that this hangs from your ceiling. You'll notice that in the little strings that come with it, the small ones, of course, are for hanging in between the Magic logo and Teferi himself. You've also got some extra ones to hang to the ceiling, and the banner in the back. Now, good to know that banner in the back does have two sides. One side is simply the background, so the idea is if you're using this all as one big piece, that'll serve to kind of have a backdrop for Teferi. On the other side of the banner, though, is another image of Teferi. So if you've got it in your storefront window, bam, you've got both directions covered there. All right. So let's get one final. I believe that's it. Not much to it on this one. So yeah, lots of different things that you can do with this. We will actually have another live stream coming up on this Thursday. Around the same time, we're going to go more in depth into some of those programs, best practices, as well as the specific reward materials that we've got for each. Right. But yeah, so that is pretty much it for our materials here. Again, any questions that you have, please just drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them, and yeah, hope you'll join us for the live stream on Thursday. All right, thanks so much, guys.